Good afternoon, everybody, on this lovely Saturday afternoon. Thank you to whoever's watching so far, and well, the video just started, but welcome to Microsoft Flight Simulator again, everybody, here in a Southwest Airlines PMDG 737-700. Today's flight, or the first leg, takes us from Minneapolis, Minnesota to Kansas City, Missouri. And there's something new to the stream. We now have a flight progress bar. If you look right up here where my mouse is going left to right, you will see it. This is our departure airport above. That is our arrival to the right. Over here we have the estimated time of the arrival. To the left of that we have our call sign, the airplane we are in. To the left of that, going to the right, we have the current altitude, the heading we are currently sitting on, as well as our ground speed here. So any information that you guys want to know about the airplane, like such as altitude, speed, the estimated time of arrival, where we're going, will be located in that bar. And yes, it does update in real time as we are flying. So it will track our progress so everybody can see it there. It's completely cool. It took me a little while this morning getting it set up, but I got it all figured out. Awesome view of our amazing 737 on the ground here. You can initiate a little walk around, just a tad bit, and kind of get some different angles of the airplane. Get right underneath the wing. There's the luggage compartment. You can see baggage loaded in there. Getting behind the engine now. Let's get right up close to the engine, shall we? Look at that. Awesome CFM. Not sure the exact model on it, so don't quote me. But awesome. That's drone camera mode, by the way. I just kind of figured out how to play around with that as well and assign some key bindings to it that just makes it a lot easier to use. So really enjoying that so far. Really awesome experience. But anyways, let's get in the cockpit. The only thing we have to do now is put our flight plan in the FMC, as well as program our performance and take care of the overhead panel. So without further ado, our first leg, as mentioned, is Minneapolis to Kansas City. So let's get started with putting in our routing. We're going to come down here. We're going to scroll forward. Ooh, our frames are not doing so well. We're going to come down here, our origin, which is where we're leaving from, which is KMSP. That gets entered in. And we are going to KMCI, Kansas City. In that goes. Our flight number today is SWA 1018. Our departure runway out of Minneapolis is going to be 12 left. We will enter that in. Hitting next is where we'll put in our airways and our waypoints. So we're going directly to FOD. From there, we're going direct to A6. And that's it. The only two waypoints that we need to plug in on this short flight to Kansas City. Let's get our departure and our arrival entered in. Like I said, already departing runway 12 left, but they want us to take the Orski 2 departure, which is right here. And we are going the FOD transition. So we will execute that in. Let's get a look and make sure. Okay, let's take a look at our routing, because it looks like something's a little weird there. Maybe not. Let's put in our arrival. We are arriving on runway 1 right. Select 1 right there, and they want us going in on the JSON 1 arrival via the A6 transition. Execute that now in. So we are looking really good. I wonder what's going on with our departure here and why it's Orski to FOD transition. Execute. Route discontinuity. That would be the problem, so I believe to fix that, we need to go direct to A6. Get that plugged back in there. That take care of everything for us. Let's have a look. Vector. I'm not sure what that is. Can we get that out of here? Perhaps? Maybe delete it? Delete. Invalid delete. Okay. See here. Go to plan. Check our legs out. If something isn't quite right. Interesting. We're gonna try putting in our arrival one more time, just in case I mess something up. Which is very well possible, folks. JSON A6 executes. Alright. I'll take that. Go back to our plan. Take a look at our routing one more time. Don't have any discontinuities, which is good. Maybe, just maybe, that's what's giving us the issue. Now let's have a look at our plan. Alright, that's looking a lot better. We got that settled. Excellent. So we should be good now to go ahead and start getting the airplane ready to depart. We'll scroll up top, we will get our left aft fuel pump turned on. And we will get the APU started, bring that down into the on position and get her started. Observe the needle coming out, which it just did. APU is going to get started up. Let's get some outside views. Our frame rate is absolutely terrible right now. Let me have a look. My goodness. Only pushing about 18 frames right now, man. Hello, Mother. Nice to see you. Thank you for joining, as always. APU is just getting fired up here. We are going to hop back into the flight deck now. Alright, beautiful. We got to make sure our APU generator available light is going to come on there. It's not really an APU available light. It's just more or less letting us know that there's power that can be drawn from this area. There we go. Let's get our APU generators into the on position. Perfect. We need to wait 1 minute to turn on the APU bleed. Come back over the top here. Guard switches are going to stay all in the down position for our flight controls. Yaw damper is going to come down. Navigation switches are all going to stay normal. Source is going to be selected to auto. Control panel is going to be selected to normal. Fuel temperature looks good. Fuel pumps stay off for now until we are ready to start engines. We'll go up top and we will do standby power for our auxiliary battery. Ground power is going to remain right now for our AC source. Galley switch stays on. The guards for our drive disconnect switches are going to stay closed, and our standby power guard switch is going to stay closed. Ground power, we're just going to click that up just to make sure we aren't running on the ground power anymore. We already took care of the APU. Coming down here, let's get our we'll get our panel lights on just a little bit. Equipment cooling stays normally. Emergency exit lights for everybody in the cabin can come down. No smoking lights come on. Fasten seatbelt sights will come into the on position. We'll turn those into auto once we get to our cruising altitude. We don't need our windshield wipers right now, so those stay where they are. Coming back over, we will get the window heats into the on position. Probe heats are going to stay off for now until we're ready for pushback. We don't need anti-ice right now. Bringing down our electric hydraulic motors to turn those on and ready. Let's go back up to the right now. Let's get our cabin nice and cool for everyone. And we are ready to turn on the APU bleed. The packs come down into the auto position. Bleed valve comes up to our isolation valve. Will stay open for the moment. Our cruising altitude for today's flight is 360. I'm here. Yes, I see you. Thank you. I know you're here. As always, Mother, thank you. Appreciate that. Anti-collision lights are now going to come on. Now we need to calculate the performance of the airplane, so let's come down here and hit our initial reference tab. We need our zero fuel weight today, which is 121,135 pounds. So we're going to do 121.1. Enter that in for the zero fuel weight. And now we need to grab our reserve fuel from the flight plan. Reserve fuel for this flight is 2,256 pounds. So we'll do 2.2 on the reserve. Our cost index is 8. Cruising altitude, as we just discussed, was 360. In that goes. Our average wind is coming in from a direction of 301 degrees at 40 knots for our average wind. That gets selected in. We'll execute that in now. Go over to the N1 limit. We are going to do a D-rated takeoff, only to 20,000, and a D-rated climb as well. Nah, we don't need a D-rated climb. Let's get up and out of here. Nice climb for us. Go over to takeoff. Flaps are going to go 5 degrees. Perfect. Center of gravity, we need to grab that from our payload area. Center of gravity percentage is 17.9. So we'll add that back in here, 17.9. Alright, which gives us a trim value of 7.04. So let's get our trim wheel moving. Just reached 6. We're going to stop right on 7. There we go. That should do right about there. Looking good now. Alright, we are pretty much good to go, ladies and gentlemen. So let's get the airplane pushed back and get on our way out of Minneapolis. Wow, our frame rate is suffering out here in Minneapolis. And you know what I think it is? There's all those static airplanes right here is just killing my GPU right now and my processor. So once we get out of the area, we shouldn't be seeing any more of the stuttering. Let's go ahead and we're going to tell our ground crew now to leave the side of the airplane as we are getting out of here. There we go. They are going to start skedaddling. Let's get that outside view one more time that I love so much. Look at that. So totally cool. Goodbye, luggage trucks. And get out of here, please. Alright, head back inside the flight deck. We need to get our departure out of Minneapolis all settled, so let's plan our pushback here. Go VFR map. I know this is considered cheating if you want to say so, but I don't think so. We're going out of runway 12 left, which is just forward here to our right. 12 left, yep, there it is, right here. So it looks like we're going to push back out and to the right, cross runway 22, and get to our runway of 12 left there. Excellent. So push back to the right, please. Oops, it's not what I wanted. Alright, pushback is pre-planned. It's time to get up here now and turn our fuel pumps on. Turn our packs into the off position. That's going to halt the airflow for everybody just for a moment. Probe heats are going to come into the on position. I think we are ready to start and push, so we're going to come down here and get our jetway released from the airplane along with the ground power unit. No need to have that anymore. Just jump outside just to make sure the airplane is clear. Which it is. Excellent. Alright. Let's get our pushback panel, pop back up, and let's get pushed. Ah, we're gonna have to replan it, my god. This thing, man, sometimes. Sorry, hold on a moment. All right.
Cockpit to ground.
There we go. Pushback tug is going to connect to the airplane. While he's doing so, we are going to get our autopilot all programmed here. Let's get our altitude plugged in. Looking for 36,000 feet. $36,000 is plugged in. Let's get our takeoff information here. Plug our V speeds in first off. And our V2 speed is 137, so it's going to be V2 plus 10 on our speed bug, so we're going to do 147. Auto throttle can be armed. Our flight directors can come into the on position, and our LNAV and VNAV can come on.
Brakes are set. You may lift.
Excellent.
Parking brake set. Lifting the aircraft.
He's just lifting the airplane real quick for us. I'm going to check our
We are cleared for start and push.
flight plan out one more time here.
Cleared for push start. Please release parking brake. Please release parking brake.
Alright.
Parking brakes are released.
Alright.
Commencing pushback.
We are ready to start the airplane, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, we'll start in the sequence.
Engine number 2 is going to come over to the start position. Looking down, making sure we are going to get proper N2 rotation. There we go. You can see our N2 rising there. When that hits 25%, we will engage our fuel down here into the idle position, and we will listen to the airplane start from the wing view. 25%. Look outside. Alright, sounds like we have a good start of engine number 2. Let's start engine 1, comes into the ground position. Coming down here, watch for N2 rotation. There she goes, she's starting to spin up now. At 25%, we will again engage the fuel and go over to our wing view and take a look. And have a listen. 25. Yeah, this airport is really making the frames a little choppy. Just all those static airplanes sitting around taking a lot of my GPU power away. But once we get up and out of here, I don't think we'll have a problem with it. I think we're only sitting at about 22, 23 frames right now, and we're usually getting 60. So, apologies again, everybody. And look at the way the ground looks right there. Yeah, that looks terrible. Let's get back inside the flight deck. We have good engine starts on both of our engines. Let's come up here, get our generators both into the on position, come back over here and get our packs both into the auto position as well as our isolation valve. That's going to go up to auto. APU bleed is going to come off and our APU comes off as well. Engine start switches go into continuous. I think we're all set to go, everybody. Once he gets us pushed, we will get taxied to our runway and get on our way out of Minneapolis.
Okay, pushback completed. Please set your parking brake.
Set a parking brake for him.
Parking brake set.
Parking brake set. Lowering aircraft.
I have to do a turnaround right here.
You may disconnect.
Roger. Good engine start. Cleared to disconnect. See you at the side. Have a good flight.
Holding position waiting for the visual. Thank you.
Alright, thank you. Taxi lights are going to come on and runway turnoffs are also going to come into the on position. We need to get our flaps levered down to 5 degrees. There we go. Get a look. Alright, flaps now at 5 degrees. Let's get back to the flight deck and let's give us some power and get us rolling. Let's head to Kansas City, everybody. Before we do that, auto brakes come up to RTO for rejected takeoff, just in case something happens. Parking brake comes off. Let's give her some power and get the bird moving. Alright, rolling away in Minneapolis to Kansas City. Should be a nice flight. Our frame rate is looking terrible. And the only thing is it could be the program that's giving us our flight data. I mean, possibly. If that's the case, I think it's time for a RAM upgrade. Alright, we are going to cross runway 22 up here. Looks like we're going to go buy some C-130s up here. That's cool. C-130s right there. These look like regular C-130 E's. Probably, not J's. Older looking C-130s, but still cool. Lockheed Martin C-130 Hercules, they've been around for so long. I believe they are the leading, like, aircraft that's been built for the longest amount of time, if I'm not mistaken, or one of them. Just absolutely cool. Again, if you just check out the flight progress bar above us there, you can see where we are headed, as well as our ground speed, our heading, and our altitude. The airplane we're in, as well as our flight number. So cool. Coming up to runway 12 left here, ladies and gentlemen. Here, come up here. Landing lights are going to come on. Taxi lights are going to come off. Strobe lights are going to come on. And our wing lights are going to come on. Enjoy the departure out of Minneapolis, everybody, for Kansas City. Good luck. Thank you. Throttle's coming up to 40%. Engines are stabilized and toga.
Airspeed alive. Knots. V1, rotate.
Rotate. Right up you go. Positive rate of climb. Gear comes up. Alright, really nice looking departure. Start our right hand turn. Turning to get on course. Climb power initiated. Flaps come up to 1. Just passing through the clouds there. Coming above the cloud cloud layer. Alright, let's well level our wings out here. Flaps come clean. Alright, let's get autopilot on. very nice departure out of Minneapolis. Our frame rate is absolutely terrible. That's ugly. 10 frames per second. It's gotta be this. It's gotta be this overlay. I'm gonna have to turn it off, everybody. Let me try. Ooh, man. Alright, quick break real quick. Let's go to our graphics and see what the deal is with that. Because that is just... oof. Doing a little bit better now. Wow, those frame rates were rough. Alright, just went above 10,000 feet. Landing lights have to come off. One-way turnoffs coming to the off position as well. On our climb up to 36,000 feet. Alright, on our way out of here. Not a very long flight today, ladies and gentlemen. We will be there in only 53 minutes. Under an hour. If the headwinds like us, we'll probably do even better than that. Frame rate's doing a little better now that we're going up above the clouds. Still one thing I want to check out real quick. Let's take a look at what the... Try starting up our overlay again and see if that's what was really hurting us there. It's not hurting us too bad, to be honest. Frame rate's now sitting at 2830. Looks like the computer is... My PC's performing well. Now getting 65 frames, so we are looking really good now. I'm not sure... You know, now that we're up here, we probably despawned a lot of that area in Minneapolis, so I'm thinking it just must have been all of that those rendered airplanes down there that was giving us the problem, but we're doing really, really well now on our way to Kansas City. Just have to come back here and get this all entered back in. There we go. Ooh. That's the progress bar, huh? Why is it so big? Look how big it is. Sorry about that. This is the flight progress bar, so you know exactly how much longer we have to go. So let's adjust this. Here we go. Get our progress bars centered to the screen now. Thin it out just a little bit. Alright, so there's the progress bar now moving across the screen. You can see how much time we have left. ETA is 1724 Zulu. I'm going to see if it's possible to make it so we don't have to... You know, to see if we can make it so... Lost my train of thought here, moving all my stuff back around. To make it so we're not in Zulu time, I'm sure we could probably set it to Eastern Standard Time. There we go. I can see your chart tech stuff up on top. Never seen that before. Yeah, this is something that I just actually started today. So it allows everybody to see our altitude, how far away we are, our estimated time of arrival. Need to get that estimated time of arrival maybe down to like, not Zulu time, you know, like if you don't know what Zulu time is, then it's probably, you know, not going to be too useful to you. So I'll work on getting that to Zulu time. But very cool so far. Frame rates are back. Thank goodness, man. Our frame rates when the stream first started was absolutely awful. But our frame rate has returned now that we are heading up towards cruising altitude. Speaking of which, let's check our flight deck. Haven't been in here in a while. Put ourselves out of standard. We already made sure our landing lights are off. So let's get the fasten seatbelt sign into the auto position just for now. It's probably going to end up coming back on when we descend. Climbing up through 38,700 or 28,700 feet at the moment. Going to get our in-game audio turned down just a tad. And we'll step outside. Music can come on a little bit. All right. On our way to Kansas City, ladies and gentlemen. All right, looking really good. Sounding really good. Feeling really good. I am loaded up on Dayquil at the moment. I'm not gonna lie. Dayquil is helping out immensely right now. Jump back into the flight deck, make sure we're still on track. Oh yeah, 1950 feet per minute for a climb rate. Just passing through 33,800 feet, about to hit 40,000 feet. Get back outside. So how is everybody's Saturday going? We having a good day so far? I hope so. We have reached our cruising altitude, ladies and gentlemen, of 37,000 feet. Looks like we are cruising just above. I don't think that the flight data actually calls for altitude pressure. But anyways, still very cool how we have that information now. I'm absolutely thrilled. And I would like to make a custom overlay for that information you see up top shortly. Just gotta kind of come up with my own design and make it match my logo, but this will do perfectly fine for now. Another announcement, I have finally figured out how to use replay mode, so you will now see our replays of our landings. I woke up very early this morning. I got the progress bar all figured out, and I figured out how to use replay mode. So finally, we should be good. It is now that time where I'd like to remind everybody to please like and share the stream. I would greatly appreciate it. We are currently sitting at 16 subscribers, and I would like to have us up to 25 by August 1st. Again, if you're new here and you haven't subscribed yet, please do hit the subscribe button. Like this video and turn on notifications for my channel. That way you will be notified whenever I go live. I would really, really appreciate that, everybody. Thank you to all who have subscribed so far. I'm confident that we can hit our goal. You know, we only need 9 more in about 15 days. So let's get to that goal, everybody. Don't mind me, but I'm at work, so it's hard to hear. No problem, no problem. Thank you for viewing at work. Tell your coworkers about the stream. Tell them to join in if they're interested. So happy I was able to finally get some medicine in me this morning. I am all pumped up on coffee, Dayquil, and electrolytes. Finally starting to feel semi-okay. Extremely thrilled as well for football season. That should be starting shortly. What is it, 55 or 54 days until kickoff? It's coming quickly, and I am beyond excited for this season to see what's going to happen. All because I am a slut for Tom Brady, and I will admit that. I'm just hoping he comes through this year and gets ring number 8 and retires on that high note. Jump back inside the flight deck here and take a look, see how much longer until we arrive in Kansas City. Just come on the flight deck, there we go. Alright, looks like we are going to start a descent in 83 miles. Getting very close now. You see there our estimated arrival time. This says here is 16:51 Zulu time, but our progress bar says 17:21 Zulu time. I'm assuming that that's accounting for maybe a time zone change? Maybe? Not entirely sure. I mean, I could take the ETA out of there if I wanted to, especially if I can't make it like a countdown timer to, you know, kind of say when we're going to be there. Maybe that's something I could work out on my own, but it will do for now. Working these things out with the stream as I go, as I've mentioned many times before to everybody. This is all going to be about improving and really making the stream into a really, really nice presentation for everybody. Learning as I go, figuring everything out. Really happy about that so far. Cruising at 37,000 feet on our way to Kansas City. We are approaching about the halfway mark. You see the progress bar, that thin red line moving across the top. We are about halfway through the flight. As I said, probably start our descent at about 75 nautical miles now. Our ground speed 464 knots, so we are booking it nicely. Probably about 470 miles per hour if I had to guess. Maybe a little less actually, more like 450, 460 around there. From Kansas City, we are going to Nashville, Tennessee. Nashville should be really good. I've flown into Nashville International a few times, so I'm quite familiar with the airport. I haven't flown into Kansas City before, so this is going to be something new. Looking forward to that, as always. Always like a challenge of never flying into an airport before. Kind of gives me a not knowing what to expect. That was the cool part about Japan yesterday. And the landing in Tokyo was especially interesting just due to the weather and the low visibility that we had. But we were able to get the plane in nicely. Might schedule a stream for tomorrow, not entirely sure just yet, everyone. Keep a lookout for that. I will be scheduling the stream for Monday, not sure what we're doing yet. I'll come up with something cool for everyone. Perhaps we will do some island hopping in St. Martin. I'd like to do that now. Jump back in the flight deck once more just to check everything out. Zoom our map back in. We are still zoomed out pretty far. Top of descent is coming up. 54 nautical miles to go. Be on the ground in Kansas City in about another 30 minutes. 30 minutes to go on leg number 1 of our journey today. Southwest Airlines, Boeing 737-700 with the extra performance package on the wingtips there. Perhaps tomorrow I will put us back in an Airbus. Maybe Monday we will save the island hopping in St. Martin for Monday. We'll see. I'm not very well experienced with island hopping in St. Martin very well, so maybe have to do some practice before I put it on the stream so I don't look like I don't know what I'm doing. St. Bartholomew is probably the most challenging island hop you could possibly make. in St. Martin just because of how crazy the approach is on that one, so that's a cool one. So I'll start working on that, and then I hope to be in South America sometime soon as well. Like to get into Africa as well. Around Europe some more, maybe put around Paris. Go to Italy as well. Allow us to get a couple of more airplanes in. I'd like to get up in the 747 for everybody soon. Like I said, not too much experience flying the wide bodies. I've always been a narrow body, twin engine airliner guy, such as the Airbus A320 series and the 737, 727, you know, MD-80s. Smaller airplanes, smaller hops, just like this. I've done wide body stuff in the past, but those were on the older flight simulators where the flight characteristics were near as realistic as they are now, so high chance I might mess something up. Hop back inside the flight deck here. Descent starts in 35 nautical miles. Again, be on the ground in Kansas City in probably another 28 minutes or so. We're gonna go visit Patty Mahomes. Go see what's going on with him. See if he's nervous about the upcoming season. That would need a lot of practice, I imagine, but I know you can do it. Oh yeah, I've done it before. And you know what? If if I end up having a mishap or something goes wrong in the simulator, I mean, that's the fun of it. That's why it's called a simulator, right? This is not real life. As real as it looks, sometimes it is not real life, so I'm okay with not always nailing a landing as well as I'd like to. But if the landing was too rough, the game would let me know. It would simulate failures, simulate landing gear collapses, everything. So if I landed too rough, we would know. So let's hop back into the flight deck. Just need to get our descent started here. Top of descent is at another 26 miles. So let's go to our legs page. And we want to find our altitude of which we are going to descend to. Looking like 3,000 is probably going to be the number there. So we're going to come over here and we're going to plug our altitude in of 3,000 feet. I am using the Autopilot panel on my Boeing Thrustmaster Boeing throttle quadrant to get us down to 3,000 feet. There we go. I wonder if there's a driver update for the throttle quadrant and the yoke I haven't downloaded yet that kind of makes it easier to spin the dial. The problem is the dial is, you know, real to size in the actual airplane itself, but it's kind of difficult to turn. Like if you don't have a constant rotation on that knob, it's going to stop, and then it takes a while to pick back up on that rotation on the knob. So definitely in the design of the yoke, and one thing I'm waiting for Thrustmaster to fix as well is the landing gear lever on the front of the yoke as well. You know, from what I've read, is that's the reason why it's messed up, is just in regards to the landing gear level. Landing gear lever, it's like a toggle switch in there. Gotta be approaching our top of descent now. Let's head back into the flight deck. have a look. 5 miles to go until the top of our descent, everybody. Looking forward to getting into Kansas City. Alright, looks like we have started our descent into the Kansas City area. Let's hop back into the flight deck, just make sure that we are on track with our descent. Yep, we are descending down 1,800 feet per minute. You can see the flight progress bar up there. We are about 3/4 of the way through, so we'll be wheels down in Kansas City in probably another, I would say, 24 minutes or so, so hang tight, everybody. I'll get us down in one piece, don't you worry. Okay, our FMC is telling us that drag is required there. We need to be at 248 knots. So let's get our spoiler into flight detent and have a look outside. You see the spoiler come up there. Coming down below 30,000 feet now. Man, we just can't seem to escape the cloud cover wherever we fly into, huh? Let's get our Kansas City airport information up and see what we're looking like. Alright, looks like 84 degrees in Kansas City. Looks like visibility is 6 miles. Overcast at 600 feet. And it's hazy. Boy, okay. Winds coming in at variable directions at 3 miles per hour. So, interesting. Looks like it's going to be a little hazy when we get down into Kansas City, but the visibility is 6 miles. Shouldn't have any problems locating the runways on our way down. Alright, let's get our fasten seatbelt sign turned on. Make sure that everybody is fastened into their seats on our descent into Kansas City. It's 94 miles away. We'll be on the ground in about 19 minutes. Clouds are looking rather nice on our way to Kansas City. Hopefully Patrick Mahomes is there. You can say hi to him. See what his game plan is now that Tyreek Hill is left. Patrick Kelsey gonna have to pick up the slack. Patrick Kelsey, my God. Is Kelsey gonna have to pick up the slack or what? I don't think that they're gonna be really I don't think that they're really going to be too hurt. I honestly think that they're probably still going to do really well. But I also think they're going to have to get by Buffalo. And I wouldn't really count Cincinnati out. It's 89 here with a feel like of 94. Very steamy, no breeze. Sucks. Poor Scotty's DJing outside and he pulled in his back while setting up. Oh, man. Pulled his back. There we go. That's not good. Well, hopefully he didn't throw out his back completely, because that wouldn't be good. Once we get below 18,000 feet, everybody, on the progress bar there, we will be turning the music off. Music will be coming off so we can hear our beautiful arrival into Kansas City. Get an outside view. For that, very cool. Get back in the flight deck, just check everything out. Still looking good, coming down, still 1,500 feet per minute. Just about to pass through 21,000 feet. 73 nautical miles to go. 16 minutes, everybody. 16 minutes. Ooh, I feel a sneeze coming on, but it just went away. Still not feeling that great, as I mentioned. My throat is still feeling kind of raspy. Hopefully I'll be breaking this cold soon. Really not liking being sick. Just about to go below 18,000 feet, so I'm going to be turning the music down and turning up the game volume, everybody, so we can hear the sounds of our arrival into Kansas City. Let's check our weather and make sure we didn't have any significant updates here while we've been waiting. .84 degrees, still hazy, visibility 6 miles, still 600-foot ceiling, overcast. 3 knots coming in from variable direction, so this shouldn't be too bad of an arrival. Have confidence in this one. Even though those clouds don't look the most friendly, I will be honest. Pull ourselves out of standard altitude. Let's get our barometric pressure reset. There we go, 16,300 feet. Our progress bar is a little delayed. There's probably a way that I can make it so it's not as delayed. But, oh well, it's only about 8 seconds behind, so I'm not too worried. Everything's looking good. 52 nautical miles away still. Wheels on the ground in 22 minutes, everybody. Looking really, really good. Just going below 13,000 feet. Looking forward to this arrival into Kansas City. Go see Andy Reid. Ask him what his plans are for the 2023 season. Telling you it's going to be the Tom Brady Revenge Tour. Alright. Just before we touch down here in Kansas City, we're about 15 minutes from touchdown. Just going to ask everybody if you wouldn't mind to please like and share this video, as well as hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications for the channel. We are at 16 subscribers out of our goal of 25. We need to hit 25 by August 1st. That's my own personal goal, so if you haven't already, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. I would greatly appreciate that. Thank you to everyone that's subscribed so far. It means a lot to me. Thank you. Just coming below 12,000 feet here on our way into Kansas City. Let's get a look back in the flight deck, make sure we don't have any bells or whistles going off, making sure we're all on track here. And it looks like we are doing very well. Looking very, very nice on our way in. Weather in Kansas City is hazy, no rain, visibility is 6 miles, so we're looking really good here. Should have no problem planting this airplane down on the runway. Hopefully we will get a good touchdown. Looking to see if I can also populate the landing rate calculator into the, well, not landing rate calculator, it will show you my landing rate once I go wheels down. It will show you exactly how many feet per minute the airplane was descending while I touched down. Now, a good landing is anywhere between 300 and like 200 and 300. And a very good landing is anywhere between like, 170 and 100. Those are the really soft touchdowns. So we'll see if we can't get the landing rate going as well, so everybody can see exactly how rough of a landing we actually had it. Just went below 10,000 feet, which means we need to come up here. We need to turn our landing lights on, so those will both come into the on position. Fasten seatbelt sign is on as well. Just make sure everything looks good on our overhead, which it does. Alright. Looking good. Let's get our landing checklist ready to go. We're going to get our auto brake up to 3. Looking great there. We're not going to arm our speed brakes just yet. We're still a little bit of a distance away from Kansas City. Let's get a look at our legs. Looking really, really nice. Never been to Kansas City before in the real world. I imagine it must be nice there. Remember, everybody, after Kansas City, we are going to Nashville. Nashville, Tennessee is stop number 2 on today's journey. Alright, just turning to our right there. We are going to really start decelerating here. We need to get down to 3,000 feet. We need some drag, so we're going to turn our speed brakes into flight detent once again. Start slowing the airplane down as much as possible. Looking really good. We'll just fly out a little bit more before we start making our left-hand turn. Get that left-hand turn entered into our heading selector on the autopilot. We want, looks like a heading of 100. Really excited to try out the replay. To be completely honest, I am a little nervous. But I'm not going to try to attempt the replay at all until we are parked at the gate. That's when I'll start the replay. My phone is being stupid for some reason. It keeps going in and out in the settings, and this is the third time. But me back to the beginning, so I missed the landing. Nope, you haven't missed the landing at all. We are still up in the air, so don't worry. Alright, let's get our heading select going. Let's get our turn established. Speed brakes can come forward. Almost ready to land in Kansas City. We're going to put our approach mode into the on position. Dragonfire. 3,000 feet. Looks like we're a lot lower than that, huh? So very cool on our way into Kansas City International. Wheels on the ground, ladies and gentlemen, about another 5 minutes or so. Looks like we are turning to line up with our runway here. Let's get some flaps down. Where to come flaps to 5 degrees. There we go. Flaps coming down to 5. Help us slow down just a little bit. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we will be arriving momentarily. Enjoy the arrival. Thank you to all who have been tuning in. Really greatly appreciate it. Landing gear is going to come down. Something looks kind of weird when it's coming to this approach right now, if I'm being completely honest with you. We are not completely lined up on our center line according to our instrumentation here. Did you get my last message? Yes, I did. We haven't landed yet. But according to the IRS, it says that we are all lined up here. But I wouldn't know just because these clouds are rough right now. Slow the airplane down just a little bit more. Like I said, I can't tell exactly where the runway is, but according to the ILS, we're directly lined up onto it. I think that might be a little wrong, so I think we might have to perform a go-around here. Our altitude really is, or this ceiling is really not helping matters here, so get a little bit, our speed down a little bit more, get some more flap down. Going through this cloud layer, it's a 600-foot ceiling on this overcast cloud layer, so hopefully we'll have no problem getting the airplane down. But like I said, I'm a little nervous about this right here. As you can see, it says we're lined up center line and our altitude is okay, but if you look right here, we are nowhere near lined up to the runway, so interesting. I have a feeling that the runway is going to be off to our right more, which means we'll probably have to initiate a go-around. My phone is being stupid. Uh-oh. More flap coming down. Alright, even more flap put in. Wow, this is looking really interesting now. No sight of the runway anywhere in front of us, really hazy. Said we had a visibility of 6 miles. That's clearly not the case anymore. There's the runway lights right in front of us. We have visual contact with the runway, perfect. Autopilot's coming into the off position. Airplane is now under my control. Enjoy the arrival into Kansas City, everybody. Coming in a little bit high here. Wowzers.
500. 400.
Wow.
300.
That visibility.
200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Oh, alright. Touchdown. And I forgot to start the replay recording. It's alright, we'll get it on the next one. My apologies for that. Let's turn off the runway here. Flaps are going to come fully forward. Speed brake is going to come down. Landing lights are going to come off. Taxi lights are going to come on, and the APU is going to be started. And our engine start switches can come into the off position. Let's slow her down here. Perfect. Yes, it was, but I didn't have the, I forgot I accidentally shut down the FS Realistic, so I couldn't really see exactly, you know, we didn't get that realistic ground shaking on touchdown, but that's no worry. So we're just going to taxi forward here now, just pretend like we were waiting to get our taxi clearance. Taxi forward now and take our first right-hand turn up here. Let's get parked at the gate, and let's get everybody unloaded from this first leg. Remember, we are going to Nashville next. That's interesting. Grass is leaking onto the runway. Look at this weather, huh? Live weather is on, right? Yes, it is. Alright. Welcome to Kansas City, everybody. We're here to go give Patrick Mahomes a little piece of our mind. See what he has in store going on for the upcoming 2023 season. Like I said, I do think that they are probably going to be a threat when it comes to the AFC, but like we said, they have Buffalo, they have Cincinnati. Not really so much worried about New England. Mac Jones had a terrible end to his season, so we'll see. I didn't really catch many New England games last season. I caught up towards the end of the season, watched their first Buffalo game where he only threw those 3 passes and they won. I am not a football coach, so I apologize if anybody that ever watches is and I say something they don't agree with, but oh well. I'm not going to apologize for my opinion. Taking a left-hand turn here. Technically, we should not be turning here, but we are going to. Go to our right now. Pull up next to one of our other Southwest 737 friends over there. After we park the airplane at the gate and shut our engines down and get the ground crew up and ready to go next to the airplane, there will be a short intermission, everybody, of about 10 minutes or so while I reload the airplane and get everything reset here in Kansas City. And then we're going to make our way over to, of course, there's a fire truck just sitting there. We're going to bash right through them. We're going to Nashville. That guy is on his phone in there, just not paying attention to a nearly fully loaded 737 coming towards him. But there's our gate right there. You can see our grounds crew waiting for us, as well as the pushback tug. So let's start to slow the airplane down so we can get in our parking spot. All right. Get out of the way! What are you doing? Oh my god. And look, there's our guy with our wands telling us where to go. Yeah. Too funny. And the jetway is already connecting to the airplane, even though the plane is still under power, but we'll cut it there. Parking brake comes on. APU generators are both going to come into the on position. APU bleed's going to come on as well, and we can get our engines off. Let's go take a look at our drone mode and get a nice view of the airplane again. Oh my. Ain't that interesting. Let's get back below here under the front of the airplane. Welcome to Kansas City, everybody. Let's get back inside the flight deck here and continue to get the airplane de-prepped from our landing. We're going to come up here. Our fuel pumps have to come into the off position. There they go, just like that. We'll come up here, we get our yaw damper into the off position. We're going to get this up to APU gen. Standby power can stay on perfectly fine. This all looks good. Come over here, we are going to get our fasten seatbelt signs into the off position. Let everybody know that they can start moving around the cabin. Probe heats are going to come off. Our electronic hydraulic switches are also going to come into the off position. Our nav lights can come to steady. Taxi lights can come into the off position. There we go. We are fully shut down now. Let's go over here to the menu. Let's get everybody loaded or deplaned. Chocks come in. Baggage loaders are going to come over to the airplane so we can start getting everybody off and get our flight over to Nashville underway. Get back in our drone cam. Frame rate is doing much better now. We're floating around 55, 40, 49, 50. Yeah, so we're about averaging 50 frames per second now. When we were just leaving out of Minneapolis, man, we were doing terrible with the frame rates. Absolutely awful. But anyways, welcome to Kansas City again, everybody. Now I'm going to ask just one more time that everybody please like this video, hit the subscribe button, or turn on notifications for the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Next leg is taking us over to Nashville, Tennessee. So we're going to take a quick intermission here while we get the airplane reloaded, run our next flight plan, and get everything in place for us to have a nice successful flight over to Nashville, Tennessee. We're going to go see some country music and go to check out all the good sights there. So bear with me just a few minutes, everybody. I'll be right back. Stick around, hang out for the next leg. Catch you in 5 to 10 minutes. Alright, here we go. Leg number 2, going Kansas City to Nashville. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for hanging tight while I got everything set back up in our lovely airplane here. Passengers are boarding. We have a completely full flight on this one as well. And our zero fuel weight is only 600 pounds to the maximum, which is actually pretty cool. So our gross weight is actually pretty high for this takeoff and this flight, which is really cool. So we're gonna jump right back inside the cockpit. The only thing left we have to do is, like always, populate our flight plan into the FMC, get our performance calculated in the FMC, and get our overhead panel configured for departure. So let's get into the cockpit here and get everything going for the flight plan. Let's get down to our FMC. Perfect, right down there. Let's get our flight plan pulled up on my other monitor here. Alright, so our origin is going to be KMCI, which is Kansas City. Plugged in. Destination is KBNA, which is Nashville International Airport in Nashville, Tennessee. I have actually flown there in real life. It was cool. Flight number, we're still continuing on with SWA 1018. Now, these are real operations. I just wanted to remind everybody. So Southwest actually does fly here. I'm pretty sure they do daily services. Departing runway 01 right. Enter that into the runway. Perfect. Hitting next. Let's get our departure put in. We are departing on the Lakes 3 out of 1 right via the COU transition. Alright, that's been entered in. Go to our route. From COU, we are going direct to FAM. What up, FAM? Going direct to FAM. From FAM, we are going direct to Rants. Alright, and that's it. That's all we need for our routing information. We're going to activate and execute that in. We are also going to put our arrival into Tennessee, or into Nashville. We're going in on runway 20 left, so we're going to select ILS 20 left. And we are going on the Ryman 2, which is this one right here. We'll select that, and they want us to go in via the Rants transition, so select that, execute it in. We should be all good to go on our way out of Kansas City. Let's have a look at our departure. Our departure looks a little weird. Not sure why that keeps on happening like that, but what if we don't want any transition? What if we just want a 01 right departure straight out of here? Looks like that's what it's gonna give us, but let's have a look at our plan. Just make sure the flight plan looks right in our computer here. Looks good to me. Alright. Perfect. Excuse me. I don't mean to keep coughing into the microphone, everybody. As I've mentioned, I am sick, have some type of a head cold. So if you hear me coughing into the mic, I'm very sorry. It's not something I'm doing on purpose, and I'll try my best not to. Next thing we gotta do is calculate our performance now. Like I said, we need to get our zero fuel weight, which today is 121,135 pounds. In that goes, we need to get our reserve fuel off of our flight plan, and our reserve fuel is 2,240, so we're gonna go 2.2 on that. Our cost index for this flight is 17. And it goes, our cruising altitude for this flight is going to be 37,000 feet, going back up high again. And our cruising, or average cruise wind, is looking like it's sitting right, coming from a direction of 350, and it's 38 knots, so that's not too terrible. Hopefully that'll give us a tailwind. 38 knots, excellent. Execute that in. Heading over to our N1, we're going to do a D-rated takeoff as well as a D-rated climb. Don't really see us needing to use full climb power. Takeoff flaps are going to be 5 degrees on this one. Takeoff center of gravity, will grab that through our payload section of the airplane, 17.9%. $17.9, enter that in, gives us a trim value of 7.05. Let's get that entered in. There we go, we just hit 6. We'll just get it right up to 7, that'll definitely be close enough. There we go, 7, perfect. Alright, that's looking good. All we have to do is get our V-speeds entered in. There we go, V-speeds are now entered. Alright, we should be good to go. Let's get everything ready as far as our overhead goes. So let's go up top. First thing we need to do, as always, turn on our left aft fuel pump and get the APU started. Move that into the start position. The APU is going to come to life. Let's go outside and have a listen, shall we? We can get actually right underneath if we really wanted to. There's the APU duct that opened right there. Let's get a little more backwards. Right behind the APU exhaust. Right. Sounds like we have a really good start of the APU. Let's get back inside to the cockpit here. Let's get us on APU generator. Oops. APU generators put in. Not going to turn on the APU bleed yet. We have to wait 1 minute for that. But either way, we'll come up here. We'll get this to APU generator, and we'll get our aux battery selected down to standby power. Let's start up top. All of our flight control guard switches are going to remain closed. Yaw damper is going to come on. Coming over to our navigation information, all will stay at normal. Our source will stay at auto, and our displays will stay on normal. Fuel temperature looks good. Fuel pumps will remain as is until we're ready to push back and start the engines. Just took care of our power sources here. Engine drive disconnect switches have the guards closed, along with the standby power. The guard is closed. Click our ground power up into the off position one more time just to be safe. APU generators we already turned on. Coming down over here, I guess we can get some panel brightness up for us. Equipment cooling stays into the normal mode. Emergency exit lights are already closed. Fasten seatbelt signs are coming into the on position. Let everybody know we are getting ready to go. Come over here to the top. Turn the window heats on. Probe heats stay off until we're ready to push. Anti-ice we don't need right now. Electric hydraulic pumps both come into the on position. That's looking fantastic. We can come over here to our temperatures now for our packs. Let's get those into the cool area for our passengers to make sure that they are comfortable. We'll come over here, get our APU bleed on to get some airflow moving through the cockpit. You can hear it there. And let's get our cruising altitude plugged in of 37,000 feet. We are now about time where we're going to tell the ground services crew to get out of here. We want the luggage carts and everything to get out of the way for us. We're going to be pushing back shortly. You can go have a look real quick. Oops. Quick look at them. There they go. They are taking off while we get the airplane ready to go. Only thing we have to do now is get our autopilot all configured, so we need to grab our V speeds from our FMC again because I don't remember them. Reference index takeoff 137, so we need 147 on the speed. 147's plugged in, auto throttle comes in. Altitude 37,000 feet on the cruise, so let's get 37,000 feet entered in on our Thrustmaster Boeing throttle quadrant. Flight directors are both going to come on, and our LNAV and our VNAV will both come on. Excellent. Looking good. RTO, go the auto brakes. Looking good there. Okay, I think we're pretty much good to go. So we just got to make sure that the ground crew is pulling away from the airplane. Looks like we only have one more luggage cart and tug to go until we push back from the gate. And as you can see, if you look in the top left-hand corner, I actually replaced the ETA with the amount of distance left in the flight, so it's 426 nautical miles in total. So that'll give you a really good idea of how far away we are. Right, the last one is backing away there. Alright, perfect. Let's get back into the flight deck and we will tell our jetway and ground power unit to disconnect from the airplane. Ground services jetway gets released, ground power unit gets released, chocks are going to get removed. Looks like rain. Yeah, probably. I mean, I can take a look at the updated weather really quickly. Let's get the pushback tug connected.
This is ground. Stand by.
Let's look outside. Watch him connect to the front of the airplane and lift us up. While we're waiting for that, let's go ahead and look at our current weather here in Kansas City. Just make sure we're not going to get into any situations. Scattered clouds right now, 84 degrees. This is scattered clouds. This looks like overcast to me.
Okay, sir. The bypass lead is
Let's
installed.
have a
All
look.
doors and hatches closed and all ground equipment is removed.
Parking brakes are
Yeah,
set.
live weather. This is the weather that we are getting. If we look at the Metar Data, no Metar available. Okay. Airplane just got lifted right there for pushback. We're going to head back into the cockpit, seeing as we are cleared for start and push.
Start. Please release parking brake.
Releasing the parking brake, we are coming up top. We are going to start engine number 2 first.
Back. You can start the engines in sequence.
Yeah, we'll start.
Anti-collision lights come on to let them know we are starting. Engine 2 comes over to ground. Fuel pumps come into the on position. And our packs need to come off. Whoopsies. There we go. Now the engine's going to start N2. We have proper N2 rotation here. Once that hits 25%, as usual, we will engage fuel and we will get on our way. And we will pop over to the wing view to listen to the engine start. Fuel got introduced. Let's pop over to the wing and listen. Do all planes get lifted like that? Most of them, yes. Most of them do get lifted off the ground, so there's no damage to the nose wheel or the tire when the airplane's getting pushed back. But looks like we have a really good start of engine number 2. Get back in the flight deck and start engine number 1. This is coming over to ground. As usual, we will come down here and watch for N2 rotation. There it goes. N2 is spitting at 25%. We will engage fuel. Yeah, they lift the airplanes like that just for... Set the parking brake for him.
Parking brakes set.
They lift the nose of the airplane so the tire doesn't touch the ground, so the airplane can spin the airplane, the ground tug can spin the airplane itself.
Okay, sir. Clear to disconnect. Pin has been removed. See you at the side. Have a good flight.
Engine number 1
Position
coming to
waiting for
life.
the visual. Thank you and goodbye.
I mean, usually when they lift the airplane like that, I mean, usually it's not very noticeable. I feel like the simulator makes it a lot more noticeable than it actually is as far as the airplane being lifted. Looks like we got a good start of engine number 1. We're going to come back inside. We're going to come up here. We are going to get our engine generator switches into the on position. Our engine start switches are going to come into continuous. We're going to come over here and get our packs back into the auto position. Our isolation valve comes up into the auto position. APU bleed will come off, and the APU comes into the off position. Looking good on that. Make sure our auto brakes are set to RTO, which they are. Let's get our flaps down to 5 degrees. Alright, excellent. Flaps are now down to 5 degrees. We are good to start taxiing to the runway, ladies and gentlemen. Taxi lights come on. Let's get some lights on in here too. It's kind of dark. Our main panel, get some other floodlights going here. Really dark here in Kansas City. We will take a look at the weather as we're taxiing to see what we could be expecting in Nashville. Let's take a look at our ground chart really quickly just to make sure that we are going to be heading to the right runway. I believe it's just straight in. We're taking off out of runway 1 right. So yep, we're going to follow this taxiway straight here, make a right-hand turn just before the runway in front of us there. Follow that all the way down, and that is our departure runway. So release the parking brake, put some power in to get the airplane rolling, and let's take a look outside. Or inside, rather. Alright, we've started rolling nicely. Get back inside the flight deck and let's get to our runway. This is going to be the final leg of the journey today, everybody. I know I said that I was possibly going to do another one, but I am under the weather, so I will not be continuing on, but keep a lookout for a stream tomorrow. Come up with something and see what I can do. Is thinking about maybe getting in the A350. Much larger airplane, so we'll see. Now that we're taxiing, let's take a look at our Metar data. Kansas City, still scattered clouds, 8-mile visibility, still hazy as well. I'm just surprised that this is considered scattered clouds to them. Let's take a look at our Metar data for Nashville. Nashville looks like we have broken clouds, 92 degrees currently with a 4-knot variable wind, 10-mile visibility. Ceiling of the clouds is 25,000 feet, broken clouds at 25,000, scattered at 18,000, and few at 6,000. Absolutely beautiful. Sounds like a really nice day in Nashville to fly into. Beautiful day for flying there in Nash. Should be good, everybody. All right, taking our next left-hand turn here. We got Spirit Airlines, Airbus A321neo, it looks like right there. Very cool. This is our departure runway to the right of us right there. Just really hoping that they plan on making it easier to use the replay feature in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. It's kind of honestly a feature that I think is lacking. Maybe they'll be able to figure it out soon. We are going to take the next right-hand turn up here, rather. This right-hand turn right here. Hope everybody enjoys the departure out of Kansas City today, going to Nashville, Tennessee from here. That's our departure runway right there, ladies and gentlemen. We will be getting out of here shortly. Let's get back inside the flight deck. We'll come up here. We will turn our landing lights on. Runway turnoffs can come on. Taxi lights can come off. Strobe lights are also going to come into the on position, and our wing lights are going to come on as well. We are ready for departure, ladies and gentlemen, so we are going to turn and burn this one. Enjoy the departure out of Kansas City. Throttle 40% power. All right, everybody, initiate Toka and let's get out of here.
Airspeed's alive. Knots. V1
Rotate. All right, up we go. Positive rate of climb. Gear comes up. Goodbye, Kansas City. Start making a left-hand turn here. Get on course. Alright, let's start to level our wings off here. Flaps are coming to 1. still hand flying the airplane for now. Flaps clean. Alright, I think we can get the autopilot on now. Alright, very good everybody. Heading to Nashville, Tennessee. Awesome departure out of Kansas City for Nashville, Tennessee. A little bit cloudy, but the weather we're looking forward to in Nashville, great flying weather. Looks like in Nashville, like I said, we are looking at right now, as of right now, is a temperature of 92 degrees Fahrenheit, broken clouds, visibility greater than 10 miles, 4-knot wind coming in from variable directions. Cloud ceiling at 25,000 feet with broken clouds at 25,000, scatter clouds at 18,000, and few clouds at 6,000. So the weather is looking really, really nice in Nashville for us. We are just past 10,000 feet, so let's jump back into the flight deck. We need to turn our landing lights off. Runway turn-offs come into the off position as well. All right. Looking really good, everybody. We are now, excuse me, we are now beginning to accelerate through 250 knots. Looks like we are going to be going up to 297, or 286 rather, for the climb. Remember, we did a D-rated climb as well, so to save on our fuel and save on our engine wear, we're not going to be climbing nearly as fast. So that might take some account into our flight time. So we have, as you can see up there, 408 nautical miles to go until we reach our destination of Nashville. And if I read that correctly, it looks like we will be on the ground in Nashville. That says 1 hour and 3 minutes, but I think it's just because of the way that we have our climb set up right now. So shouldn't be near that bad once we get up to cruising altitude and our speed kind of increases a little bit for us. But that's the best part about having the flight progress bar up the top there. You guys can see everything going on with the airplane in real time. 405 nautical miles to go. You can see up there our flight number, the aircraft type, our altitude, the heading on our compass, as well as our ground speed, 375 knots at the moment. So doing really, really well on our way to Nashville. Once we hit 18,000 feet, we will be jumping outside the airplane and we can turn on the music and chill and cruise until we get to Nashville. Before we do that, I will of course always just remind everybody to please hit the like button on this video, hit the subscribe button, and turn on notifications for the channel as well. We have a goal of 25 subscribers by August 1st. We are currently sitting at 16. We need 9 more. We have about 15 days to achieve that goal. I have confidence that we can make that goal, so if you wouldn't mind liking and sharing this stream, telling everybody about it who you might think would like something like this. I realize that flight simulation as a hobby isn't for everybody, but we can still all have some good time. Just realized I forgot to turn the like and subscribe screen off there. My apologies. Just about to go through 27,000 feet, 386 nautical miles to go. Let's pop back into the flight deck. Get us into standard altitude mode. That comes off of RTO. Fasten seatbelt signs can come into the auto position. People can now start to freely move about the cabin as they please as we continue climbing up at 2,600 feet per minute right now. So you know the drill. That means that we are going to be hopping outside, everybody. So get outside, turn our music on. Just about to pass through 25,000 feet here, 376 nautical miles to go until we arrive in Nashville. Just breaking 430 knots on the ground speed, doing absolutely well. Thank you to everyone who is joining with me so far. Looks like we have 2 people in here. Let me know who you are in the live chat. I know one of you watching, not sure who viewer number 2 is. Let me know in the chat. I also do take flight suggestions. I am looking for something to stream possibly tomorrow and Monday. So let me know what cities you'd like to visit. Don't have to be in the United States. They can be anywhere. Just simply let me know a city and I will pick a departure and landing airport, or if you can even think of a short flight that you can do, or that we can do. You know, that's not going to take too long. I think an hour and 5 minutes is about as long as we want to go. So just think of some cities you'd like to go to, or if there's any flights that you've taken that you know are short. If you want me to go to your hometown or home city, I will do that as well. Just let me know in the live chat anytime, and I will try to manage those as best as I can. We don't have too many viewers in here yet, so it's not like my live chat is blowing up, so I'll be able to monitor it nicely. Just let me know in the live chat about any cities you'd like me to fly to, or anywhere challenging. Any airplane recommendations as well, let me know in the chat. Just passed through 28,000 feet there. Looking good. Ground speed is increasing now at 450 knots. We are cruising at 37,000 feet today, so we have just about 8,500 feet to go until we reach our cruising altitude. The weather in Nashville is looking absolutely gorgeous, much better than Kansas City. Just to be safe, let's go and have a look. Refresh our weather information here. Same thing, 92 degrees, everything's looking good. Everything is looking quite nice. Let's check another one of our sources here. Same thing, 92 degrees, wind direction coming in at 5 miles per hour now in variable directions. Few clouds at 6,000, scattered at 18,000, broken 25,000. No significant weather observed at this time, so beautiful weather coming into Nashville. Should have no problem making it a nice, smooth landing for everybody. Just passed through 30,000 feet. On our way up to 37,000, 462 knots on the ground speed, 353 nautical miles to go. I'm hoping that everybody's having an absolutely fantastic Saturday so far. Thank you for coming and hanging out and getting our way down to Kansas City. We are on our way to Nashville right now, just in case anyone's just tuning in. Absolutely beautiful flying conditions that we are heading into, going to Nashville. This is the last leg of the day, everybody. So thank you for tuning in so far. I was possibly going to go one more, but I don't really feel well, so I don't think we're going to get to that second one. Just climbing up through 34,000 feet on our way up to 37,000 feet of cruising altitude. We are going very fast on the ground, 486 knots on the ground speed with 329 nautical miles remaining in the routing. Just about to level off at our cruising altitude here of 37,000 feet, 483 knots on the ground speed, and 314 nautical miles to go until we touch down in Nashville, Tennessee. Weather is looking absolutely gorgeous so far for Nashville. Really looking forward to it. Should have no problem getting the airplane down. Nice and safe, no issues. We can only hope. If you have any questions or any flight suggestions, please put them in the chat. I am very attentive to my chat, and I will try to answer any questions or any chats that come through. But please, if you have any questions or anything to say, like I said, put them in the chat. Maybe jump back inside for a little bit. We're going to turn our volume back up, get inside, and let's get one of our wing views going here. This is one of my personal favorites. Let's get this one in. Admire the gorgeous landscapes below on our way to Nashville. cruising nicely now. 278 nautical miles to go. Let's get a look in the flight deck and just make sure that we are all on track, which we are. Nothing crazy going on. Looks like we will be on the ground in Nashville another 40 minutes, give or take, about 43 minutes. So hang tight, everybody. Hang out and chat as long as you want. Ask me any questions. Doing really well still. 482 knots is our ground speed, currently cruising at 38,476 feet. Hitting a little bit of turbulence here. 252 nautical miles to go until we reach our destination of Nashville, Tennessee. You can see by the progress bar just above the departure and arrival airports. We are just about to approach halfway through this flight. We'll probably be descending in about another 20 minutes, so hang tight on our way to Nashville. Going to change up the view here to forward of engine number 1, the beautiful landscapes below us of Central America. Absolutely gorgeous day, flying into absolutely perfect weather in Nashville for our landing. Thank you to the viewers that are watching so far. I'm just going to remind everybody, as I usually do, to please click the like button of this live stream, hit the subscribe button, and turn on notifications to my channel. That way you can be notified whenever I post a video or go live or schedule a live stream. I plan on making a couple of regular videos shortly that encompasses Flight Simulator in general. So this isn't only going to be about live streaming, just haven't really had the time to make a video, like an actual video to post, but that's coming shortly, so keep a lookout for that. And thank you to everybody that's subscribed so far. It's really excellent. Thank you so much. Beautiful blue skies, absolutely looking gorgeous on our way to Nashville. 240 nautical miles to go. Get another view. Let's move over to engine 2 side of the airplane, just forward. Same view, just the opposite side, except we have the window. Beautiful mountainous terrain below us. Looking absolutely stunning. Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, as always, it never disappoints. You're up to 16, woohoo, yes, 16 so far out of 25. 15 days to go to hit our 25 subscriber goal. We only need to gain 1 per day. At that rate. Less than that. So if you haven't shared this stream yet or shared my channel yet, please do so if you wish. Tell your friends about the streams as well. Would greatly appreciate it. Get as many people in here as we possibly can. This channel is still very young, and I really understand that, so I'm not expecting, you know, waves and waves of people be flooding in here already. It's going to take time to build up my audience and get more people in here. You know, I understand that can take years. Obviously, I'm going to do everything I can in my power to kind of speed that process up a little bit, but for now, this is what we have, and I'm more than happy to present the live stream to the few viewers that I have. So thank you to all that have been watching so far. Really trying to make this stream grow, so please, if you know anybody that's into flight simulation or into this type of thing in general, please let them know. Pass over the link to my channel, tell them to subscribe as well. I would greatly appreciate it. I can't repeat that enough, and honestly, you're probably not ever going to hear me not mention that at any point in time, so sorry about that, but I'm going to keep mentioning it. Up to 3 viewers now. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining me on our way to Nashville, Tennessee. Jump back outside the airplane now, and we'll stay out there until we start our descent. Still doing really well. 200 nautical miles to go, cruising at 38,433 feet, 487 knots on the ground speed. Get a nice view of our contrails there as we make a right-hand turn. Alright, so I think we're going to jump back into the flight deck here, and we are actually going to have a look and start to get our information in for our descent and find out exactly what altitude we need to enter into our autopilot. Let's come down in here, let's go down to our legs, and remember, we're not using air traffic control. If we were, we wouldn't be doing this way. But it's looking like 4,000 feet is probably where we're going to want to be on our way down for now. So let's come up here to our autopilot panel using our Thrustmaster Boeing throttle quadrant with the autopilot control on it to get our altitude down to 4,000 feet. There we go, down to 4,000 feet. That goes. Let's have a look. We're going to start descending in 47 nautical miles. We will be on the ground in Nashville in about 29 minutes, give or take 30 minutes. Looking really nice below us there. I'm not sure what's going on with this view. Looks like we're a little bit too close. Let's just bounce over just a little bit. There we go. There we go. Looking good now. Let's get that saved. Oops. Man. We're too close. There we go. Let's save this the right way, please. Alright, there we go. Still looking really, really good. 165 nautical miles to go. Excuse me. I'm going to step away momentarily to use the restroom before we start our descent. Look at that river down there. That's really cool. I think that might be the Mississippi. I might be incorrect. Not sure, but look at that scenery. Just absolutely awesome looking. Be right back, everybody. Quick restroom break before we start our descent. Okay, I have returned. Sorry about that, everybody. Nature calls. Even sometimes pilots have to use the restroom. 151 nautical miles to go. We will be starting our descent shortly. If we want to figure out exactly when, let's pop back into the flight deck here. 23 nautical miles to go until we start our descent, and about 27 minutes until we arrive into Nashville. Again, just want to remind everybody of the progress bar you see up here. Just wanted to remind everybody of the progress bar up there. I mean, look at that. We got our ground speed, our heading, our altitude, where we're going, our departure airport, along with our arrival airport, our distance to go. Just had to change that to DTG. Just started using this today, so not perfectly versed with it. Our call sign, SWA1018, and the aircraft type that we are in. So that's really good information here to let everybody know how close we are to our destination and when you can expect us to land. If you take a look at that bar up towards the top there, excuse me, that's our progress bar, so that's going to tell us exactly how far away we are through the flight. It's just above the KMCI and KBNA, the codes for our departure and arrival airports. You'll notice that red bar start to go farther to the right, and the more that that red bar is filled, obviously means the closer we are getting to our destination. Double take a look, starting our descent in 12 miles, so I think we can probably go to one of our wing views. It's not that one. There we go. Go to one of our wing views while we begin our descent shortly. Scenery below us looking gorgeous as always. Alright, you can hear our engines slowing down there. That means we are starting our descent into the Nashville area. 124 nautical miles to go. You can see our altitude is starting to tick down there as well. Let's have a look. Let's just double check our weather data for Nashville. Last time it was updated here from my source was 60 minutes ago. Nope, now we're up to 10 minutes ago. Still 92 degrees, scattered clouds at 6,000 feet, which is fine. 3-knot variable wind, more than 10-mile visibility. No significant weather, no rain, so landing in Nashville is going to be absolutely perfect. The heat index is 34. think we can pop back outside now. I love the smoke trail. Oh yes, very nice. However, it's not smoke. That is what they call a contrail, but they just ended there as we descended. What that is, it's just condensation coming out the back of the airplane engine, as there's very hot exhaust coming out the rear, so you're going to have that contrail on any jetliner or any airplane really flying that high with their exhaust fumes. Just descent below 33,000 feet on our way down to Nashville. 427 knot ground speed still. 105 nautical miles to go. Man, let me tell you, I really hope I can kick this cold very soon. A few people I know said that they have this cold as well, and they said it took them a couple of weeks to really start feeling better. I really hope it's not going to take that long. I'm just about to descend below 30,000 feet on our way to Nashville. 98 nautical miles to go, 413 knots on the ground speed still. If you have any suggestions on cities you'd like me to fly to or airports you would like me to visit, please let me know in the live chat. I will do my best to accommodate all requests. Gonna try to do some more scenic flights here shortly. I'm thinking maybe tomorrow we will do a short island hopping stream in St. Martin. That will be cool. Jump back into the flight deck and just make sure that we are still on track with our descent, which we are. Should be on the ground in Nashville in 19 more minutes, everybody. 19 more minutes. We can turn down our background lights now, seeing as we're out of that very dark and overcast Kansas City. On our way to Nashville. And if you haven't done so already, I would greatly appreciate it if you could please hit the like button on this stream, as well as hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications for the channel. We are at 16 subscribers, or as I like to call everybody, crew members. We want 25 by August 1st. We have 15 more days to reach this goal. I am confident that we can make it. So please subscribe, turn on notifications, like the video, and share the stream. That would really be helping me out, and I'd really appreciate it. So thank you everybody that have subscribed so far, and thank you for donating your time to me to hang out and watch my stream. It means a lot to me, so thank you everybody. I think we are going to stay inside the airplane to watch the remainder of the flight. Look at that beautiful landscape below us in the Tennessee area. Actually, I don't think that we are in Tennessee yet, but we are getting close. 74 nautical miles to go. Just dropped below 23,000 feet, 376 knots on our ground speed as we make our way towards Nashville. Just ascended below 20,000 feet. That is our ceiling for our clouds in the Nashville area, so we should start to dip below them soon. But there's no clouds below 6,000 feet in Nashville, which is absolutely excellent. Visibility is greater than 10 miles. We'll have no problem finding our runway on our way down. Looking absolutely beautiful here. Make sure we are all on the up and up, which we are. Another 15 minutes to go, everybody, until we are on the ground in Nashville. Just gonna check everything out here and just make sure what to expect for our arrival. Not expecting any funny business, but you never know. We're gonna take ourselves out of standard, get our altitude reset. There we go. Just coming down below 17,000 feet there. maybe a little bumpy as we make our way into the Nashville area. We're hitting some turbulence, slight turbulence right now as we go below 14,000 feet. 49 nautical miles to go, 345 knots on the ground speed still. We're probably going to have to start slowing the airplane down, so to get in the flight deck, I believe drag is probably required, which it is, so we are going to engage our speed brakes to the flight detent position. Come over to the wing view, we can see them extended. Get a nice shot over the nose of the airplane on our way down to Nashville. Just about to go below 10,000 feet, so we are going to get our landing lights into the on position. On they go right there. Our seatbelt signs now come into the on position permanently. We probably should have turned those on a while ago. Whoopsie. Looks like we are leveling off here at 10,000. Looks like we need to be above 10,000 feet for this waypoint here, but we're probably going to start descending very soon anyway. If we look at our legs, yeah. Alright, yeah, we're going to be going down to 4,000 feet once we, yeah, we've already started descending again, down to 4,000, which is what we have plugged into our autopilot. So if you want to go over here and we want to look at Kramer, we need to be at 3,000. So we're going to get this down to 3,000 feet here. So we make sure we are at the right altitude when we approach the runway and begin to line up. Alright. Looking really good, just about to pass below 9,000 feet. I hope you've enjoyed the stream so far today, all of you that have joined. Really appreciate having everybody here with me during my streams. It really means a lot. And the one thing I'm thinking is if we hit 25 subscribers, we will do a special stream one Saturday where we will do a long haul flight. We'll get in a bigger airplane and we will go a nice long way. Thinking about the Airbus A300 or A330neo rather, possibly even the Boeing 777 by Captain Sim. You know, I might catch some flack for that, for flying that airplane on stream, but the Salty Simulations mod makes the airplane much more flyable, so I have no shame in flying it. Am sad that I spent my money on it from Captain Sim to begin with, just because of the quality that they used to have. Now it's gone down so much, but you know, that happens sometimes. Can't always expect them to be pushing out quality content. You know, and unfortunately it's one of those situations where all the developers that they had originally have since left that company, so you know, really unfortunately put a lot of effect on the products that they're releasing. Like, you know, they released their C-130 Hercules, which is great. But can you believe they released it without a cockpit? So what good is that? Releasing it without the cockpit. I don't understand that at all, but whatever. I'm not a developer, so I guess I don't know. Just about to go below 6,500 feet. 23 nautical miles to go on our way into the Nashville area. Still looking good, everybody. The music is going to come down now, and the audio of the simulator is going up. Hope you all enjoy the arrival into Nashville. Thank you all very much for flying with me today. It means a lot, as always. And we will be doing a replay on this one. I will remember to start the replay. I'm not going to forget. Just about to go below 5,000 feet on our way into Nashville. We just got to make one more turn here before we turn right to get onto our approach. So we're going to turn approach mode on already. We come up here and just make sure everything looks good for us. We don't have anything weird going on. Probably should turn this down to standby power a while ago. Excuse me. Looks like we're going to level off at 4,000 feet here for just a short while. And we are really going to start decelerating soon. Leveling off at 4,000 feet, just like I thought. We are reaching a deceleration point as well, so we're going to notice the speed start to drop for us automatically. There it goes. Perfect timing too, seeming as we're level. It really helps slow the airplane down a lot. Bring this down to 200 knots. There we go. Starting a left-hand turn to get ready to land in Nashville. Alright, auto brakes are going to come up to position number 3. Come down over here. We can start getting some flaps selected. That would be absolutely perfect. Let's get some flaps going down to 5 degrees. There's the city of Nashville off in the distance there in the clouds.
$2,500.
2,500 feet. Start making our right-hand turn here soon to line up on the runway. There we go. There's our right-hand turn. Speed is really going to come down now. 180. More flap coming down. Get our altitude set to 2,000 feet like it wants us to. There's our runway right there in front of us. Start really slowing down now, everybody. And let's get our replay mode ready to go. Where is it? Okay, I guess replay mode isn't there because I turned developer mode off. Oh my god. Never mind, no replay mode on this one. Next stream, I promise. Next stream. Gears coming down. More flap coming down. One more notch of flap. Enjoy the arrival into Nashville, everybody. Thank you for being with me on stream today. I really appreciate it. My control. Enjoy the arrival, everybody. Some power to pull us out here. Uh-oh.
300.
That's not good. Uh-oh. I turned the auto throttle off early to help us out. I saved us. Nobody saw anything.
200.
Good thing we didn't have the replay on, man. Good God.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Down we go. Welcome to Nashville, ladies and gentlemen. Forgot I disconnected the auto throttle at the end there and we almost stalled the airplane out. That was almost really dangerous. Alright, welcome everybody. We're going to take this next right-hand turn off of the runway. Hello Nashville, flaps are coming clean, spoilers are coming down. Go up top here and get our landing lights turned off. Taxi lights are coming on. Get our APU started, as well as getting our strobe lights into steady. Smooth as butter. Oh yeah, it was, but almost missed it. That was almost a very dangerous situation, not paying attention to my speed because I turned the auto throttle off to help slow myself down. But I got us out of it, so no harm, no foul. Let's get taxied to our gate here. right. Hello, Nashville. Alright, thank you for everybody that has joined me on this stream today. Really appreciate it. Keep a lookout. I'm probably going to end up scheduling something for tomorrow. Not sure what we are doing yet. I have a pretty good idea. I'm not going to spoil it. You'll have to see once I schedule the live stream, so keep a lookout for that. Should be really fun. Offer a lot of really nice scenery. We're going to go ahead. We're going to take this first spot right in front of us here. Take that spot right next to our other 737 friend. Alright, keep going to the right. So sorry again in regards to the replay. I forgot that oh man, the taxiways are all messed up here. I had forgotten to turn developer mode back on, believe it or not, when I was experimenting earlier, so the replay mode wasn't available. Let's get as close as we possibly can here. The taxi lines are kind of weird, but alright, parking brake is going to come on for us. We're going to come up here and turn the APU generators both on. Alright, APU bleed is going to come on as well, and our engines are going to come off. Fuel cutoff. Excellent. We're going to come down here immediately and go over to our ground services and request that the GPU cart connect to the airplane so we can get our jetway connected. We're going to come up top now. It's going to turn our landing lights to the off position. Engine start switches are going to come both to off. Both are steady there. Wings are going to come off on the wing lights. Coming back up here, yaw damper is going to come off. Our fuel pumps are all going to come into the off position. Our window heats are also... window heats will stay on. Our probe heats are going to come off. Our electronic hydraulic pumps are going to come off. Fasten seatbelt sign comes into the off position. Open up our isolation valve. Get some more airflow going through the airplane now that we have parked. Let's request the jetway connect to the airplane. There it goes. And let's get our luggage cars all connected to the airplane as well. Alright, that's going to do it for today's stream, everybody. Thank you so much to came and hung out with me. Whoa, what do we got going on here? There we go. Thank you to all that came and hung out with me today on our 2 short flights from Kansas City to, or I lied, Minneapolis to Kansas City and then Kansas City down to Nashville. Not sure what the plan is for the stream tomorrow. Like I said, I do plan on throwing something up. If you don't see something get thrown up tomorrow, that is going to be because I do not feel well, and I'm not going to stream if I'm not really feeling the greatest. So there will be a regular scheduled stream on Monday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time as usual. Don't really know what we're doing yet for that one, but keep your eye out for it. I'll come up with something cool. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your Saturday afternoon. Thank you so much for coming and joining me. As always, I'm going to throw this up one more time. Everybody, if you could please, if you're new here, please click the like button, hit the subscribe button, and turn on notifications for the channel. That way you will be notified whenever I post a new video or whenever I go live. I would greatly appreciate that. It would mean the world to me. So thank you everybody that joined me today. That is going to do it for this live stream. Until we talk again either tomorrow afternoon or Monday afternoon. Have a fantastic rest of your Saturday and have a great weekend. Thank you everybody. Take care.